time to go home. Mitch McConnell doesn't want this interview getting out, it'll ruin him. Senator Mitch McConnell gave a speech at a Rotary Club meeting in Kentucky on Monday where he tried to explain away the legislative Republicans' failures to repeal and replace Obamacare, something they had been promising for 7 years. McConnell's excuse was as pathetic as you would expect. It wasn't the Republicans who failed, it was President Trump for having excessive expectations. In fact, McConnell even said he finds Republican criticism of his failure extremely irritating. Here is Mitch McConnell's lame speech after failing to pass Obamacare repeal. His statement reads in full. "I'd ask for a show of hands, but I know everybody's saying, 'Been there, haven't done anything,' which I find extremely irritating, and I'm going to tell you why. A Congress goes on for 2 years. Part of the reason I think that the storyline is that we haven't done much is because, in part, the president and others have set these early timelines about things need to be done by a certain point." He continues. "Our new president, of course, has not been in this line of work before, and I think had excessive expectations about how quickly things happen in the democratic process." What? Since when do you blame someone else when you can't deliver? McConnell is being absolutely ridiculous, and he just proves exactly why we need President Trump. Our president is a businessman. He doesn't like to waste time and money, and he wants to serve the American people. The old way, McConnell's way of doing things, making promises, waiting around, accomplishing nothing, is precisely why we the people hired President Trump to shake things up. The American people have high expectations, and the president wants to fulfill them. McConnell can either accept that or step aside. Either way, it seems that now he understands that the status quo is no good anymore. Share if you're tired of establishment politicians and their lame excuses. These people need start working again.
Be a good time for us to get together going into the recess and take a look at what we've done so far. We passed a budget resolution that gives us the opportunity to repeal and begin the process of replacing Obamacare. We've put 3 Congressional Review Acts on the President's desk. 2 have been signed into law. And we've confirmed 13 cabinet nominations. Some of them have been quite challenging, as the Democrats have engaged in what I would call a futile gesture, taking as much time as possible, but knowing full well at the end of the time they've required us to burn, it has no impact on the outcome. I hope at some point here the other side will accept the results of last year's election, allow the administration to get fully staffed and ready to go. But the desire, I guess, to play to the far left has been a consuming passion for them so far. We'll go back at it after the recess, and when we finish the cabinet, we'll go back to Congressional Review Act actions here in the Senate. The House is sending more over on a weekly basis, and I'll say with regard to that, I think the overregulation of the economy over the last 8 years is one of the most damaging things the president did to prevent us from having a single year of 3% growth